Welcome back to the Night Gamer channel, and I have the most in-depth review of the Nexus 6P ever. By the end of this video you will know whether you want to buy one or whether you want to buy a different type of phone. I'm going to give you all the facts, then I'm going to give you my opinion, and then I'm going to tell you if you should buy it or not. Basically, that's the way it's going to go. I've done the unboxing review, a link to that right above my head, somewhere about here I think. And a link to a 1 month on review, so my other thoughts, a link up here as well. Check those two videos out as well. But here is the ultimate review. Literally, you're not going to get any more in depth of this. Now I've got the specs right in front of me, which I'm going to read out to you. I can't show you the phone because that's being used to record it. So whatever you see here is the front facing camera. It's dark, it's dingy in this room. Unfortunately it's winter and I can never get a video in the sunlight, but anywho, we're here for the phone. So basically this phone runs off of the latest versions of the Android. This is 6.0 Marshmallow. It's actually 6.01. It does security patches every month. I've got the latest one on there, it's January. Each month Google release a new security patch, so they're up to date with their security. A new feature on the Marshmallow update. And when the new operating systems come out later this year, this phone will be straight away the first phone to get it. Guaranteed. It's their flagship phone. It's pure Google, none of this other crap on there. Like if you had the Samsung phone, you get all their Samsung stuff and they change all the Android to suit them. This is pure Android. That's one of the things I do love. But anywho, let's move on. It's got a 5.7 inch WQ HD screen. It runs at 2K. It's made by Samsung. It's very crisp, it's very nice. It has 518 pixels per inch, which is good for that size of screen. It has corner and Gorilla Glass 4, so it's very scratch proof. I couldn't tell you if it does fully, like you can't scratch it because I always have a screen protector on mine, but I know Gorilla Glass is fantastic. The rear camera is a 12.3 megapixel. It has 2.0 aperture. I have had to look at these specs, I can't remember off my head. It does shoot 4K. It does take up a lot of space, so I'd advise you going for the bigger memory. It does also do it at 30 frames per second. You've got the slow-mo features on the camera. They are fantastic and so much fun. You can do it at 240 frames per second and 120 frames per second. Of course you do lose that quality if you go for 240 frames per second. It's not like HD anymore, but it's still nevertheless really fun to use. 120 frames per second though is pretty good, and definitely is HD. The front is 8 megapixel camera at 2.4 aperture. It does shoot HD video, which you're seeing right now at 30 frames per second. It does look very crisp. I can see it right now on the screen, me moving my arms about and flagging this. I better show that as well, the Nexus 6P box. Processor is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 version 2.1 octo-core processor. More about that in a bit. It has 3 gig of RAM. You can buy it in 32 gig, a 64 gig, and 128 gig. It's 7.3 millimeters thick, so it's quite thin actually. It weighs 178 grams. I'm slowly getting there. You get it in 3 different colours. Actually, there's a new colour out now. I think it's in the US, which you can get it for like a goldy colour. I'm not too sure about it. But you've got the graphite one, which is the one I've got right now. It's dark, it's black. You can see it in the unboxing video. Link in the description box if you missed the link earlier. A frost white one and a aluminium one, which is like a grey, is basically. The front 2 speakers right on the side. It has 3 microphones, 2 at the front inbuilt in with the speakers and 1 at the back. Really good for like when you take videos and stuff. You can hear people really well on the videos. It takes in everything. It has a 3450 mAh battery, a really big capacity. It lasts long, and more about that in a bit. It has all the necessary Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all the other bits and pieces. A fingerprint reader, all the gyroscopes, and that is pretty much it. It's got a 3.5mm jack for headphones at the top of the phone. It has your on and volume buttons on the right hand side of the phone. Trying to think of the way I'm picking it up. It has your USB-C type at the bottom, and a nano SIM for those of you who are You should know that. I didn't know that at all. They didn't put that on the website when I bought the phone. I got it and I couldn't use it because I didn't know about that nano SIM. But yes, it does have a nano SIM, so get that when you order the phone if your old phone didn't have that already. So, and it has, by the way, got a little notification light right above the camera, which is really handy when you've got notifications. Okay, so that's all the specs. Okay, that's all the specs. They're just specs though. In my opinion, what do I love? I love the charging. The charger is right here. This right here, there's the charger block. I'm in the UK because I've got that extra thing. There is the USB Type-C, but it just show you right there. It's a fantastic. Does it focus? It's not going to focus. Focus. Nope. Well, it's a very gorgeous wire, should we say. It's nice and long. It's 1 meter. You can plug it in either way, but the best thing is it charges the phone up within an hour and a half. That's from flat, hour and a half charged completely. Charging is fantastic, but how long does it last throughout the day? Well, it does last quite a long time, because some people were concerned that it's great to have a quick charging feature where in 10 minutes you can have 7 hours of use, but how is it practical? Is it when you're out and about, do you get that battery life? The answer is yes, you will get a whole day out of it with careful use. And by that I mean not watching movies for hours on end. That's careful use, or not playing games. If you just want to talk to people, if you want to just surf the web and do your Twitter and all the other bits and pieces, record a little bit of video, play a few games and stuff like that, it will last you the whole day quite easily. If you want to just fully hammer it with games and watching stuff, watching YouTube and all that, it's going to die. Listening to music's fine as well. So it's just general. It's a general normal battery. It's no different from the Galaxy Note 5. It's no different from the iPhone. You just got to bear in mind that that screen's big and it's power hungry. So you just got to think about what you're actually using the phone for. But you should be okay out and about. But the problem is, if you're out and about, you're going to need to carry your charger if you're not coming home or anything like that. You do get given this measly little normal USB to C type charger with the phone, which is really handy because the Nexus 5 X, I believe it was, doesn't actually come with that cable. It's a handy cable to have, although it's just so stupid. It is 30 centimeters long, and I am about to buy a meter long cable, exactly the same from the store. But yeah, if you're out and about and you ain't got that charger and you're going to stay overnight at a place, you're in trouble. It's not going to last. So you've got to remember to pack it, and nobody else will have that charger as well, because not many people and not many phones and devices actually have the support for USB-C to normal. And by the way, it takes ages to charge from a laptop to that phone. Absolutely ages, wouldn't even bother. That could take up to 3 to 4 hours. Seriously, I'm not joking. It takes ages. Other things I like are the fingerprint reader on the back. It is fantastic. I wouldn't go back to a phone without a fingerprint reader. It's great to unlock the phone. It's in the perfect place, but it's also in an inconvenient place at times. It's quick to unlock. It works fantastic. I think it's better than the iPhone 6 and 6S. Way better than them. Sometimes it's in an inconvenient place. Now, I don't want to actually necessarily want to pick up the device all the time. If I got it on the table, I just want to unlock it. I can't unlock it with my fingerprint because the fingerprint reader is on the back. So that's the only thing I don't like about that feature. Well, not feature, is where it's located, should we say. It's a little bit of a pain. The screen, oh my goodness, the screen is fantastic. You will not be disappointed. Colours are very vivid. I don't care what anybody says about that screen. It is a fantastic screen made by Samsung, so you know you're getting the best there. Enough said. The camera is fantastic. It would have been better if it was a little bit more higher megapixel rear camera, but the front is perfect. HD videos, you can just easily record these things, and it's all fantastic. There's not much more to be said. There's just a great camera. As I say, it could have been a little bit better by adding more megapixels, but overall it will suit your selfie and capturing family videos and bits and pieces and your personal day-to-day stuff very nicely. I love the operating system. Marshmallow is a fantastic operating system with the Google Now feature, which is a little bit useless, but I do like the fact, I do like my Now cards. It does show you, depending on where you are around the world, and if I'm just down the street or if I'm all the way at work or something, it would tell me relevant cards to where I am, and it works out exactly what route I take to work and how to avoid traffic, etc. It's really clever. A little bit scary that it sort of tracks me at times. I may be thinking I might be being tracked by Google, I'm not too sure, but nevertheless it is a fantastic feature. And the OS is just fantastic. As soon as the operating system is the best Android system to date. It's fast, it's quick, but there is a downside. I will get to the bad sides in a bit. The speakers at the front, oh my goodness, it's like surround sound. When you're watching a film, you've got it on full blast, you hear things right behind you. It really immerses you, especially if you bring the phone up just like a little bit to your face, about there, say. It is fantastic, it really does. The sound is brilliant. It's great to listen into music off the speakers as well. So that's something phones nowadays lack, a good speaker, but this phone definitely has a good speaker. And lastly is the price. The price is fantastic, especially for this type of phone. You get so much goodness for this phone. I've got the US and the UK prices. This one here I have is a £450 64 gig version. You get 54 gig to play with. Actually no, I lie, it's 52 gig. I believe it's 52 gig. I haven't checked it in a little while. So you do lose about 10 gig to storage, well, operating system and all the bits and pieces to make the phone actually work. You can pay £400 for a 32 gig version or £500 for the 128 gig version. I recommend getting somewhere in the middle to the bigger if you like to shoot 4K or you like to hold a lot of movies and games on your phones, because it does quickly use up that space. For me, I've got loads of HD videos on there. I record things. I have a couple of very big games. I have Real Racing 3, and that's like a 3 gig game. And I'm still way away from using up all my storage, but I don't shoot 4K videos. That's the one thing I don't. But I do know 1 minute of video is 1 gig of data. That is how much it is. It's crazy. For the US prices, the 64 gig was $499 and the 128 gig was $549. I don't know what the smaller one was. I actually don't know if it was revealed. There must be a 32 gig version, but I haven't seen it. So sorry about that. The bad things. There are bad things about this phone. First of all, when you're watching things for a long time or playing games for a long time, the back of it gets really hot. That processor has not been optimized and it's not great under heavy loads. It works fantastic. You can multitask really quickly, especially with 3 gig of RAM. You can easily switch between a good 10 different screens at once. I've had loads of things open and it handles it really well, but it does heat up very quickly and you will notice it, especially if you've not got a case on the phone. You will feel that heat. I don't think, and one of the biggest problems with this phone is they've got fantastic specs, but they've not optimized the stuff they've put in it. It really isn't. Now and again I will get crashes after just watching stuff on YouTube or just watching a movie. That's what I'm primarily use my phone for, and it does crash at random times. Some people said I might have got a dud. I actually possibly agree with you. I think I might have a dud phone. My dad has never had any problems. He bought it at the exact same time. But then again, he doesn't use it for film watching or as much as I personally do. He uses it for more browsing and listening to things. But I think I might have got a dud. It's crashed on me about 4 times since I've bought it. All the times have been either watching something from YouTube or actually just surfing the web. So it's usually one of those two things. The last time it crashed was actually a couple of weeks ago, and it was a little bit annoying really. I don't understand why it's crashing. It's a brand new phone, it shouldn't be doing that. But that's why I don't think they optimised the specs they've got in their phone. It's just ultimately what's going on here. They've got fantastic things, they just haven't optimised it. It can get slow and sluggish at times, only not having lots of things open, but if you're having power hungry things open. So if you've got games running, videos running, music running, a browser open, it not only heats up, but that's when I've noticed it starts to sluggish and slow down a bit. Apart from that, it usually is okay. And lastly, this cable is so stupid. Come on, it's great to have it in the box, but at least give me at least double that size. You can't do anything with this cable. On my tower PC, my phone's hanging off. It's just so stupid. But apart from that, this phone is a fantastic phone. So should you buy it? I rate it 8 out of 10. Compared to other devices on the market, this is essential. The Samsung Galaxy 6, yeah, not the 6S, just the normal 6. Compared to that, it's a 5.1 inch screen, the Samsung Galaxy S. It has 577 pixels per inch, a 5 megapixel front, so it's got a worse camera at the front, but a 16 megapixel at the back. So the screen is going to be more crisp. It's Samsung. They make the best screens in the world. They just had a 170 inch TV at CES Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago. So they have the best tech for the screens. And it also weighs 138, but it's a smaller handset. So let's compare it to the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Well, I've got the specs right in front of me right here. Same size screen, same size resolution, same megapixels per inch. It weighs slightly less at 171 pixels. It has worse, the thing is with all the Samsung phones, they have their own crap on it. So their operating system isn't as refined as the Nexus 6. So that's the most pro-ish, the ultimate good feature about the Nexus, all the Nexuses, is the operating system, and that's why I personally go with it. If you're going to go Android, pure Android, it is Nexus. If you want a bulked down version, Samsung's your answer in regards to operating system, but the phone for Samsung is more refined. They've optimized their gear. It runs slightly better. When you're sliding through things, nothing slows down, and over time, I reckon Samsung's last longer. They got, I don't know what it is, Nexuses. I just had my Nexus 4 before this, and it was dying. It is. I still use it for work. Actually, it's my work phone now, and it is so slow. It just crash. It actually just stops working at time. So after a few years, these phones definitely do die. I reckon the Samsungs last a little bit longer. So if you are looking for a lifetime sort of phone, how long they last, I reckon a Samsung will last between 3 to 4 years. The Nexus will last between 2 and 3. I'd be interested to see how long this one lasts, because it's a bit more of a higher upper end. This phone, by the way, is a aluminium frame. It is fantastic. It feels solid. That's one of the lovely things about it. It really does feel nice. I don't like the black bar at the back of it. I think it looks a little bit ugly, but overall the phone is good looking. My screen's gone off. And the other thing is the Samsung Note 5 has 4 GB of RAM, and it has a slightly better processor in there, but it's not octa-core processor. It hasn't got 8 cores, it's only quad-core, and that's really about it. Overall, of course, it doesn't have all the fingerprint readers and stuff like that in there. Samsung sort of left those out, but overall, I would judge it on operating system. For me personally, the screen could be better, so I could go towards the Samsung side, but in my opinion, the operating system, I want it pure. I want to be pure agile. I want those updates straight away. When there's something not right with the security, I want the first patch to sort it out, and Nexus is the best place to be. Regards to iPhones are way more refined. I still think iPhones are at the top. I hate to say that because I don't like iPhone, I really don't. I think too many people have them, basically, is my opinion. Everybody's got an iPhone. I just want to be slightly different. And Nexus, not many people have Nexus phones, so you are into a unique market, in my opinion. I've only seen about 5 people have Nexuses in my entire life I've seen. Saying that though, it is a completely different operating system, but they just refine their specs inside their phone a lot better than Android do, in my opinion. But there we go. So overall, what do you do? I reckon if you're in a tight budget, because Samsung phones are way more expensive, iPhone phones a lot more expensive, this comes about third, really. The Samsung phones have to come above it slightly because it's a more expensive and more luxurious handset, but the Nexus is the best middle priced, I would say, middle to high priced phone. Will you go wrong if you bought it? Definitely not. Would I recommend you buy it? Yes, I do. Definitely, 100%. Go and get one if you're out for a new phone. Although there are other new phones coming in, HTC and all that. The reason I don't really like HTCs and Nokia is gone. Forget Nokia. No Windows Phone. Windows phones are crap. End of story. Anyone who's got a Windows Phone needs to go and buy an Android or an iPhone device, because seriously, Windows Phone, there's no more to be said. It's just so awful. HTCs just don't optimise the operating system, Android operating system at all well, which is why I've kept completely away from them and don't really mention them. But overall, as I say, you will not go wrong with buying the Nexus 6P. I hope this helps. If you have any more further questions, let me know in the comments below. Check out the unboxing video, check out the 1 month on video, and as I say, any more questions, literally just let me know in the comments below, or check out my Twitter. You can ask me questions there. I'm always available over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you do end up buying a Nexus 6P. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Night Gamer is signing off.